now she has to just educate me on the code, their code, so I don't break it, she told me. And it's a code that, everybody, that they live by. It's kind of like the military. They're kind of like in the military almost themselves, It's that kind of discipline amongst the spacefaring race, And so they have a code, and she has to educate me in that. She hasn't educated me in that yet, so once that's accomplished, and I understand it, and I'm willing to abide by it to their satisfaction, then that will be, then they will decide the time and the place that shoot. Yeah.
That's like extraordinary. So what's the protocol? What's the protocol that you had to go through?
Well, the protocol basically was 4 points, and those consisted of raising your brainwave frequency into the alpha, at the alpha state, more into the alpha state, relaxing it actually, not raising it. It's more like relaxing it, because slowing down your brainwaves. You see, they're very relaxed people. They're not as high-strung as we are down here on Earth. We're more in the beta state of consciousness all the time, and you have to be, to make a living and everything like that. But you can incorporate the slower brainwave states into everyday, like physical conscious, your physical state, your beta state. You can incorporate or mix more of the alpha and the theta to give you a more peaceful and more serene day-to-day existence. And
so
she told me
So what she told was to raise your vibration, your frequency, and into the alpha state. What was 2, 3, and 4?
2, 3, and 4, yes. Let me see if I remember here. 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, one was the desire to injure others, to be mean. Things like this had to be eradicated, had to be studied to see why it's bad. Challenge breeds challenge. That's anybody that wants a challenge is going to get a challenge. You attract what you put out. So becoming neutral, attaining like a neutral mental balance, and your thoughts being neutral towards all things and creatures as much as possible, in that transcendental state of love, supreme love, which just knows no boundaries and knows no crazy emotions.
Sort of like unconditional love for all things in the universe.
More. I mean, they understand love as more as like a supreme power. It's incredibly love is incredibly powerful. It holds everything together, and not the kind of sentimental, emotional love that comes just from the physical state, but it's the supreme love to them is something that they try to dwell in all the time, because it holds everything together. She was telling me it's like it holds everything. Everything's held together by it. And 1 minute without it, everything would fall to pieces. Everything would disperse.
So it's basically sounds like just like universal love and connecting with all things.
Exactly. That's why depth sets in.
Basically, it's realization that we're all of the same within the universe. Changing the perception that we're separate, basically.
Yep.
Which is actually illogical. So then, what is the third and fourth?
Yeah, the third and the fourth. Let me think here. It's been so long since I looked at it. I've been concentrating on so many other things right now. Yeah.
It's probably like brushing your teeth now, then.
Yeah, I should know it right off. I noticed.
No. After a while, people ask me if you do certain things, like going out. I don't even think about it. Like bubbling up or doing certain things, and metaphysically, after a while, it's like brushing your teeth. You go, oh, wow, I didn't even realize I put the toothpaste on my toothbrush when I brushed my teeth this morning. That it's like almost you're already habit as opposed to practice.
Yeah.
So But so you don't recall what the third or fourth is right now, or?
I think I gave you the fourth and the third, and I'm trying to work on the second and the first here. I'm trying to bring it up because I honestly forgot the first and second points on it right away. I know that sounds lame. I know that sounds really lame, but I haven't.
It's fine. I think it was.
I should know it.
But it's okay. I think it was a.
I will find it here. I'm trying to pull it up because I do have it written down, all categorized here. Anyway, you can move on to something else until I get it.
I want to. What I also want to know is they've been here for, I guess, thousands of years, and I know in the past show that you have discussed their connection with pyramids in Egypt and different areas around the world. My question to you, because I've noticed a similar pattern, having met with Hopi and speaking with them and some of their prophecies and some of their things, and also when I was in the UK seeing Stonehenge and my familiarities, and in Israel, the many things that the Kabbalism and the Suri, Islam and Taoists, and they seem to be a very common, Druids, there seem to be a commonality, and I was just curious that if the Orions and the Pleiades and others have been, not just this, in recent events, but it seems like thousands of years have been around. Is that what they've disclosed to you, that they have been within those, why there's so much common information that is disclosed to humanity in past as well as present?
It's because they've been disseminating it.
Yeah, like I said, they've been influenced within Egypt with the Israelites, the Hopi, the Druids, the Taoists in China, the Buddhism, and so on.
They've influenced all the different cultures. I mean, the major ones, especially Egypt. I mean, in particular, Abena told me that it was their ancestors who had actually built the Great Pyramids back around 15,000 years ago. They started them, and it took 1,000 years or so to build them. And I said, that sounds too long for you. I mean, you had so much high technology. She said, yeah, we had technology, but we were not as advanced as we are now back then. She said, and the morale of our workers was rather low back then. That's why it took longer for them to build it. They did build them with high tech. They had like laser cutting tools and things like that to cut the rock on the pyramids exactly, and then they raised them anti-gravitationally. They raised those stones and set them. But the main thing, as she told me, is that when the new era begins, which is probably going to be 2012, the Great Pyramid of Giza is going to emit a beam. And when that happens, it signifies the total alignment of the Earth, and there's going to be a pole shift. The pole shift is already happening. The Earth is already, we talked about this before, the Earth's axis is slipping, and it's slipped many degrees since even over 10 years. I mean, I used to locate True Magnetic North out, and it used to be out towards Iceland in the northeast, and now it's out towards Alaska, and it's slipping even more to the west. So another few years, it's probably going to be down towards Thailand. Everything's turning upside down, man. And she told me there's going to be a new ice age when all this happens, too. There's going to be there's going to be cold, lots of cold snaps and freak storms. Earthquakes are going to rise. But the Great Pyramid,
happening actually.
Yeah, the Great Pyramids were built by them as a beacon also